Take a breath. What is your next big milestone? I want you to release any energy that isn't serving you. Let yourself get present. Let your spine extend. Let the energy open at the crown of your head, between your eyes, at your heart center, all the way through your pelvis and tailbone into the floor. So today, I would like you to open yourself up to downloads that are coming in. I would like you to crack your hands open, crack your heart open, and be in a receiving position to receive whatever insight is coming your way toward peace, toward love, toward abundance, toward everything that you deeply desire for yourself. We're looking at card 1, card 2, card 3, and card 4. Take a breath and choose a card right now. Welcome in, my card 1. Thank you so much for being here. Go ahead, release, relax, let go of anything you don't need. Let yourself open up to everything that is pouring in from the universe. Yes, you are here. You have arrived. Okay, so let's get started. I want to go ahead and flip over our anchor card first of all. So we're starting off with the 7 of Cups. The next big milestone for you, there is something you've been imagining, there's been something you've been mulling over, there's been something that's been you've been trying to manifest, you've been aiming towards, you've had it in the back of your imaginings and your subconscious over and over again. This is a scene that you've played out, this is a feeling and an idea that you've had for your future, and this is about to come to fruition. This is about to be your next big milestone. This is the next big thing that is coming in. It is the thing. What has been in the clouds for you, now there are beautiful, wonderful pieces of that. There are also some little hiccups around there as well. So really tune your thoughts. Let those thoughts and those imaginings and those visions and the manifestations run to that high vibration, the good things, because all of that is going to start to melt right into focus to zoom you forward on a path that is clear and straight ahead for you. Let's go ahead and pull some other cards. So this is a separate deck from the gold deck. This is the pink deck. So from our pink deck, there is always possibility we could pull a duplicate card of our anchor card here. And I want to get started right away. So we're getting started with, yes, we have the 6 of Wands. We have the Tower. We have, these are slippery deck as well. The 2 of Swords. We have the Moon. Okay, so getting started here, the 6 of Wands sees you're rolling in right now on something high. There's the good little win that's in your corner immediately. So the Wands gets into this fiery energy. This gets into like a winning, triumphant energy. You're coming into something in as a winner. People are looking at you. People are in awe of what you're doing. You're on a good path. You're really like, sort of just like toasting along with something. This is interesting though, because there's a huge change that's about to come and sort of disrupt everything. And I don't know that this win is completely in line with this full vision that you have for yourself, but this win is good. It's a nice little like, hey, I'm gonna hop onto this pebble while I get to the next one. But there's something bigger that awaits you as well. So now the Tower is going to come in and disrupt everything. So you do have a big disruption coming in. I love this card. This card is a great card. It is a scary looking card. It can be a scary card because usually these changes and disruptions come in the form of things that are uncomfortable and that make us nervous or scared. But know that when this happens, it is a sign that you are on your way to what you truly desire, what it is you most definitively want for yourself. And that is a very good thing indeed. That is exactly the direction that we want to be headed. Now we also have the 2 of Swords. So there's something you've been holding off on making a decision about. This huge change that's coming is going to force you into making a decision. And honestly, you could decide not to decide, but it is important for you to decide. So whatever it is that you've been just like, you know what, I'm going to put that on the back burner. You know what, I'm not ready to make that choice. I'm not ready. That feels scary. I'm just going to fold myself to this. That's not in the plan. The plan is that you need to take that blindfold off. You're going to have to choose. If you don't, then life is going to choose for you. And you want to be the master of your destiny. You have already created a destiny within your mind of what it is that you want. So follow that. Follow that. And the moon is coming up, so a deep truth is also coming out here. And I'm feeling this very much in that divine, feminine, intuitive sense that there is some hidden secrets, there are some hidden things going on in your world that are very important for you to move forward. You need to see the truth. See the truth that is around you. You already know it. You already know it in your deep divine feminine wisdom. You know it in the center of your soul. You can see it. You just can't put complete, like factual evidence to it. And that's okay. You don't need factual evidence. You can stand by your intuition and you can own that. And that's going to be important for you moving forward. Continuing on. The Fool. So you're starting off on this journey. The Fool's journey is where everything begins. You're open-armed. There is something that unburdens you here with this huge change. Now, this huge change could come in the form of a job change. Someone, you find out about, somebody deceiving you. You have a relationship that collapses. You have something from, you were in a situationship, but it's definitely not working out. There's something big and that sort of has that stickiness to it that keeps you in a space where you can not really make a decision. You're kind of not able to fully move forward in this projectile way on your path to your manifestations. But now you are unburdened. You're open-armed. You have nothing to lose. Let's go. It's time to start. And that's a very powerful and dangerous space to be in. And I don't mean dangerous for you. I mean dangerous for the world. I mean dangerous for your competitors. It's a very powerful space for you to be in and can make you very dangerous to everyone around you. So if there's something that you, especially in the career and romance area where you have just been really putting off moving into it, let yourself be really open to feeling and imagining what that would look like, how that would look and how that would feel, because knock, knock. Okay, the Queen of Cups reverse is popping up. So I do want to shed a little warning here for you. I do want you to tap into your intuition, and I don't feel like you're doing that enough. Our Queen of Cups is the Queen of Intuition. She is this deeply intuitive, everything that's under the water's edge. All of this stuff that is underneath the surface that she feels so deeply, and she follows her intuition. She's all heart and emotion. And there's a part of you that is not tapping into that, and maybe because it's so scary, because you have to face the truths that you don't want to face. But it's time to face those truths. I want you to sit into your deep intuition, sit by the lake of your soul and look inside. What do you know for certain? What is your truth that you know for certain? Even if it's disruptive, even if it's volcanic disruptive, even if it shakes you up to the point where it's extremely painful, because you haven't been acting on it for so long. There is bound to be some pain within that, but you have the strength to face it and to go into it and to dive into it. Now we also have the Page of Wands. So I feel like as things start to shift along, there's going to be some real excitement coming up, some really good clarity and good ideas, and you're going to have a divine inspiration that's going to be very important for you. And I would take this in the way of, if you were a writer and you had this like funny little idea that felt like, ooh, that is a good idea. That's a divine inspiration and you should be moving on it. So, and I just mean that as as an example of what's going to be popping up for you. There's something that is going to be popping up for you that would be easy to throw off and cast aside and to continue on your merry path in a different direction away from your manifestations. But you're going to really want to dig into that. When you feel that ping of excitement, keep a notebook with you, keep your voice notes on your phone available. Remember what I am saying right now. Remember it. It's important. Write it down, capture it, put it down, and start to act on it immediately. It's going to be important for you. Act on it immediately. Yes. Okay. So then we also have the Seven of Pentacles. So something that you planted a long time ago, it is growing up to fruition. So there's some sort of financial thing that's coming up for you, and this might be something that's just sort of growing up in the background financially for you. And Pentacles getting into that money and worldly goods and all that yumminess. Now, this does have the potential to be a little lackluster. Like, okay, well, that's nice, but, and I feel like when we're getting into career talk, especially, or even getting into like romance, or but especially career, because career comes with money, oftentimes. So as like as you're digging in here and things start to blossom financially for you with any of these shifts, it's gonna kind of feel like, okay, but that's not the real reason I'm doing that. Like, that's nice, but also I am abundant in other ways right now. So so just sort of keep that in the back of the mind. You're not gonna have to worry about money. I wouldn't worry about the financial aspect of any of these changes. Okay, and then we have the Ace of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles popping up with new opportunities for money, new opportunities for great value coming in. So open hands, be in a receptive position, know what you want and how much you want, know what the vision is, because this vision is very important. It's something that's really blooming for you. It's really like at the center of what we're doing here. And we have the Queen of Pentacles. So not only are you in this place where you have these new financial opportunities coming in, it makes so much sense that you come into this space of a Queen of Pentacles space where you're autonomous, you're taking care of yourself financially, you've got the financial goods, you have that providership energy for yourself, you're taking care of people around you, you're kind, you're giving, you're generous. You are have that mothering nature where you're growing things, which makes sense because this feels like a very creative energy as well. Even if that gets into certain business things, it feels very creative. So all of that juice is going to really be blossoming for you, and that's an incredible thing to lean into. This is very potent energy for you right now. I mean, we have two Queen energies popping up. One is really telling us that you need to sink into your intuition. You need to let that roll. Okay, and we have the King of Pentacles. Hi. Wow. Well, I just want to thank the universe for bringing in these lovely downloads for us today. So hello, welcome, meet your king. So our King of Pentacles also has that providership energy, is also financially savvy, is also taking care of the people around him, it has a lot of similar qualities to you in this divine masculine way. So, just tons of growth energy. It does not surprise me one little bit that you are coming together on this path. Now, even if you were in a relationship right now and that person is your soulmate, that doesn't mean that these aspects of both of you are not going to come out and you're going to be a new kind of power couple that you haven't been before. But this does feel like, if you are single or if you are situationing, shipping around, it feels like this could be very much new energy coming in, especially with all of these changes that are going on, just by virtue of all the changes that are going on and this new lit up path that you're on, you're just succeeding really hard in a new direction here. It makes sense for him to come into your life at this stage and at this point. Oh, this is fun. This is so fun. Okay, so what else do we have for you? And we also have the Chariot. So, and I feel very much as this power coupledom riding into battle together. But I'm also feeling this really just as like your life feel at this time. And this feels very close. This doesn't feel very far away. This is your next big milestone. This is the next thing that's coming for you. So you are going to have to, hammer into this, and you're going to have to get prepared for change and get ready to open your arms and see the truth and make decisions. But that stuff is worth it. It is so worth it. I mean, my goodness, sink into your intuition, do what you need to do, face any uncomfortable things, because Hi. Absolutely. I would absolutely say that you would probably choose to be in the space that you truly want to be in, thriving in this capacity, even if it means going through difficult and uncomfortable and, whatnot things. Now, and I feel like this stage of your life right here is going to have this chariot energy. You're taking action, you're moving forward, you're trundling forward right into the thick of things, and you're confident doing it because you're going to win. It's no doubt you're going to win. You're already winning. You're already there. It's not a question. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Oh my goodness, this is exciting. I like this. I'm excited for this energy. If you're feeling this and you're here with me, let's drop 2 crowns for our King of Pentacles or Queen of Pentacles. Let's drop 2 crowns below to signify those 2 things. I really have to check my emojis and see if there's a tower one day to embrace that change. But just take a moment with me right now, and I want you to imagine the discomfort that's coming for you. I want you to imagine a huge shakeup, and I want you to imagine your physiological changes and shifts, maybe your breathing changes, and that sort of panic that starts to come into your mind, and how uncomfortable it is. You're not sure what's going to happen. You're going to have a lot of faith, and that's a scary place to be, where you're just living on faith and there aren't certain answers available to you, and things just feel like change, and the gaps haven't filled in yet, and it starts to feel kind of panicky and like you want to just lay on the couch or maybe do the opposite and run a marathon. There might be some really disruptive energy, and I want you to imagine that discomfort. And then imagine that feeling right now of how worth it is. Looking back, where you know this vision. Think of this vision right now. You know what it is you're manifesting. You've been there before. Feel it, see it, hold it in your body, and look back on this discomfort. And we don't completely know what this discomfort is yet, but you're gonna know it soon. And in that moment, you can know that you'll be looking back and you'll be thinking, that was so worth it. That was the best thing that ever happened to me. I cannot believe how fortuitous that was. I cannot believe how wonderful and important that was for me. And I am so grateful for it, because my life is so different and I am so different, and I would not change it for the world. This is exactly where I wanted to be. And the universe gifted me this discomfort, and the discomfort of having to make a choice and seeing the truth and digging into my intuition. This discomfort, it was a gift so I could be here now. I can't wait to hear all about this. Drop those crowns below. If you want to claim this, I would love to hear notes. I would love to hear what you have to say. I read all the comments. I love you. I'm sending you so much love and light and so much support for this journey that you're on. I am so excited for this. Okay, until I see you again. Mwah. Mia. Welcome in my card to land and arrive. Let go of anything that you need to release that's not going to help you move forward, that's going to clog up your energy, and open yourself up to any downloads that are coming in. Let yourself be in a receiving position. We're going to start with our anchor card. So we are starting with this beautiful gold deck as our anchor card. And we're starting with the 8 of Cups. This big milestone that is coming up for you has a lot to do with letting go and moving on. Letting go and moving on, walking away from something that held a lot of feeling, a lot of emotion for you, and letting yourself walk away. The cups having to do with feelings and emotions, and this card particularly has to do with a transition period of moving away and letting go and releasing, starting on a new journey. Let's find out more about that journey and what is coming for you, and let's get going. All right, so we are starting with the Tower. We have the Tower in our last card as well. Huge changes on the way. We have the Three of Wands also coming in. We have the Queen of Cups coming in. Now, there's a possibility we could pull this Anchor card because this is a separate deck. This is a slippery deck if I lose any cards. We have Judgment coming in. I'm going to go ahead and keep pulling. We have the Page of Wands coming in. We have the Knight of Cups coming in. Oh, I'm seeing so much here. We have the Seven of Cups coming in. And we have the Moon coming in. We're going to pull 4 more cards once we get through these, but let's start here. So there is a huge change, disruptive change that's on the way. So what you're moving on from and what you're walking away from, that may or may not be something that you're transitioning from right now. But this is definitely a part of that milestone. So in order to get to this next big thing, this next big juicy piece of your life, there is a transitioning away from something. And it looks like this huge disruptive change is going to have something to do with that, with the Tower energy. This Tower energy is a huge disruptor. It looks scary. I love this card because what comes after this card, I like to say this is like the Phoenix card, you know? You got to burn it down so it can rise again. And this is the burning it down part, which is uncomfortable. And it can have to do with job changes and things changing and moving and feeling like things are falling apart. And oh my goodness, how am I gonna, I don't know what to do next. What are the steps? What's my next move? I'm not sure. This huge thing has happened. This person, I've had to leave this person, a big breakup. There's something in there that is huge and disruptive that doesn't feel good, but ultimately is for your greatest good and moves you toward what is divinely yours and what is going to absolutely feel like just being wrapped up in the embrace of the universe. So I'm sending love to this disruption because it doesn't feel wonderful in the moment. Now I'm feeling like this part of our journey is coming soon. And now we also have the Three of Wands, which I feel like there's going to be a looking out period, a little period of like, oh, look, I've done this well. This is what was going on. This is what this, journey has brought me to, like this sort of evaluative period of growth where you're sort of figuring out, okay, that didn't work for me. And, figuring out the ways in which you can do better and be, make what you really want for yourself, get clarity for yourself. But this looking out period, looking out over this sort of adventure that you've been on and what it has given you, where you've succeeded, where you've fallen behind. And that transitions us to our Queen of Cups. So this Queen of Cups energy is I love this energy, is this deeply intuitive, feeling, emotional energy. So this is all of the feelings. This is that depth of emotion and feeling and all of that intuition, all that deep knowing that's under the surface that you can't quite say like, okay, I have words for all of this. I know what all of this is. This is factual. No, it's not going to all be factual. It's going to be stuff that within your heart of hearts deeply resonates within you, but that maybe you can't put words to, you can't put numbers on, you can't define so clearly, and that's okay. And this whole transition, I love this so much because this is going to shake up this like bedrock foundation for you and unleash something here that's very important for you to dive into those emotions. So during this emotional period, what do you need to surround yourself with? How can you support yourself now for the emotions that are coming in the near future? What can you set up friend time? Can you make sure that, friends are available to you? Can you reach out to them now and set up dates? And what do you need in your home? Do you need to tidy? Do you need to clean? What do you need to do? Get that stuff in order. Now, there's going to be a big decision that you're going to have to make, and you're going to be able to make it with flying colors, and it's going to feel good. But it is a big decision that's going to be on the precipice, that you're going to have to, really sort of sink into your deep intuition and knowing to solidify and to own that big decision. But that decision is coming, and that decision you will make. This is all going to be, it's all going to come clear as it comes clear. And remember, tarot is not a genie in a bottle. Tarot is a roadmap of what energy is in place and how you can utilize it. You get to make your own destiny. So you get to take your path any which way you decide because you have complete control of your life. So now we are moving, we have the Page of Wands coming in, and I'm feeling our pages are messenger cards, and our wands is fire energy, this fire, passion, purpose energy. And I feel like there's like something really new popping up here. So you've been looking out at what has gone by, what has passed. You did this sort of retrospective, but now there's like some new inspiration coming in. And that inspiration is going to be important for you. So pay attention to the divine inspirations that come your way. And you might think, right now, oh, I always pay attention to that if it feels like a divine inspiration, but this might not feel like, this isn't going to be like a ringing bell. This is going to be something soft and subtle that's important for you to listen to. So pay attention, be aware, be awake to your divine inspirations and what's coming in for you. And that means not numbing out too much. When we go through this kind of enormous change and have all these feelings, you know, one thing we might want to do is to numb out, to choose distractions, things that when people are transitioning through stuff, that's the time where the TV goes on and the alcohol comes out, or the chocolates, or try to be really present and with yourself as much as possible so that you can be really open to what's coming in for you, because good things are coming in. This is a new transition. And I am feeling love energy coming in. So if this is indicative of a love loss, and this might not be a like breakup or something where you feel heartsick, this could be a career thing that's going on here. But with whatever this is, I'm feeling some new love coming in. And if you're with someone and that person is your soulmate, then I would say this is a new part of them. And we have our Knight of Cups, my Queen of Cups. So this is a wonderful pairing. You guys speak the same love language. You speak the same ability. You have the same ability to define your emotions, to see each other emotionally, to read each other's bodies, energy, presence, the eye contact, what's going on in your facial expressions. You both pick up on all of these things, and that's going to feel really good. There are a lot of really good qualities here, and this is coming in kind of soft and kind of gentle, and you might not notice it for a second. You might not notice it just standing there, waiting, tapping on your door, tapping on your shoulder. And we also have the Seven of Cups here, which is interesting to come in because I feel like this is coming in. I'm feeling this is a warning that there is a possibility of getting trapped. And, as I said, with distractions, this gets back into distractions as well. That numbing out, that feeling like you want to disassociate from what's going on. This sort of gets into that too. There's going to be an impulse to dive into your imagination and to what is beyond reality and get caught up in distractions. And I want you to keep pulling back into the present and pulling back into reality, because that's going to serve you here. That's what the cards and the energy are telling us, that this is going to serve you here. So try to keep it real. Try to keep it, this is where I am. I'm owning my very deepest truth of what's going on. Oh my goodness, and we also have the moon. My goodness. Okay, so with the moon, this is also telling us about secrets and truth, telling us about what you need to see. And so much of this really resonates in your wheelhouse of seeing the truth, seeing with intuition, seeing what isn't necessarily there, what is by anybody. It would be hard to explain to other people. It's hard to tell other people, I know this to be true because I feel it deep within my soul, because I know, I have a feeling of knowing. It's going to be hard to explain it, but this is a real place to own that, because this is all leading you up to something greater and better, and something that's divinely given to you. And that's also your wheelhouse. You live in that space. That is a space that you're good at. So you've probably been, trying to explain yourself for a long time. And if that's gotten very frustrating for you, own that this is one of your gifts. This is one of your gifts, and this is where you are. So with the secrets and the deep truth, this is going to be important information that's coming up, but also I think very important information about you that is coming out into the light. And then I also feel like you might want to share. You might want to share with other people. You might want to share with the Knight of Cups. And that might bring that relationship deeper. And it's a whole new space. And the World pops up, which makes perfect sense. So this is a lovely card to have here. And I thank the universe for dropping this card in here. The World is telling us there's been a completion of a cycle. This is a time to celebrate this completion. You've made it through a huge transition. And now a whole new cycle can begin. And it is time to celebrate that you've made it through, and to dance and to laugh and play, because you've made it through this cycle. There's a new cycle that's starting here now. So in our new cycle, it feels like there's going to be, this is our first Pentacles card that we're pulling, and often getting into money and worldly goods, also physical body. I feel like there's a piece of you that's going to want to be sticky around money. And that might just feel like your entire situation feels sticky around money, where you've kind of got that lack mentality, or that, and it doesn't necessarily just have to be you. It could also be your Knight of Cups. It could also be you as a couple. If you're starting this transition to being together. There's something here that feels that sort of hoarding feeling. So that's going to be something that could end up being a block. And you'll want to work on really opening your arms to that feeling and releasing that burden of having to grip on so tightly, because the universe wants to give you more. More is coming your way. So that's a little warning of a block. And our Ace of Cups coming in. Our aces getting into new things, new opportunities. Our cups getting into heart space, feelings, emotions. Absolutely. An overwhelming, overflowing new opportunity for love is pouring in. This makes perfect sense. We have a beautiful pairing here. There's a new opportunity for you. So I'm feeling like there's potential soulmateship coming in the very near future. This feels like it has the opportunity to really rain down on you with a spirit of abundance for your heart space, for your love life, for everything that you want and desire. Okay, and we're pulling our last card here. And we have the Two of Wands, which is very reminiscent of our Three of Wands. And our Two of Wands, you're entering a space of deep courage, deep strength, deep bravery to step out into the world. And notice this figure's holding a globe, and we have the world here. There's a lot going on here. There's a very definitive energy that is surrounding you right now. And it is very emotional. It has a lot of emotional energy that you'll be going through right now and releasing now. It has a deep emotional connection that is coming. It has deep opportunity for joy, love, abundance, beautiful things coming. And we have some very clear messages about sort of timing here, about the space in which this is going to happen. So there are some things that are going to happen to get you to this point, but there's a whole new world that's opening up for you. There's a whole new thing that is opening up for you. And it feels like love is very much the this intensely deep connection is really where this path is leading. And a lot of honesty and truth, and you ending up as a whole new version of you as well, and a wiser, braver, stronger, more courageous version of yourself as well. Oh boy. I would say for this money and this abundance, that might be something you want to do a whole spread on. And perhaps down the road as you go, and maybe as you get into those fear feelings, or I feel like you're going to have your hands full, you might want to stay in your love house for a little while, in your feelings house, because there's a lot to do there. There's a lot going on. There's a lot to do there. And then tap into money and money goals and things like that as you sort of walk down this path a little bit. But as your heart is overflowing, that's a beautiful time to step into really focusing on money and money abundance and attraction and manifestation. My goodness, I'm sending you love and support for the big change that is coming your way, and the discomfort that is there and that awaits you for that. And I want you to take a moment to imagine yourself as a phoenix, as a bird, where you could feel the fire crunching down, and it feels like, oh my goodness, I've been burned and there's nothing left of me. I don't know what to do. There's nothing left. And then feel yourself come back together. Feel the building and the momentum, and everything that is coming back together is better than before. You are coming back to life as a new version of you that is better than before, that is able to greet this world with the trueness of your soul, the trueness of who you are. And because of that, divine love awaits you, and a world in which you get to feel all of the emotions more than you ever have felt in your life. The greatest love that you've ever felt. It awaits you, and that's a beautiful thing. My dear one, if you have been with me this whole time, let's go ahead and drop. You are my queen of emotions. I love to drop a cup below, and I know we do that often. I wanted to mix it up, but obviously I'm not really mixing it up. That I feel so strongly that you're in this emotional house that let's drop a cup below. I'm sending you so much love and so much light until I see your precious self again. Mwah. Mia. Welcome in my card 3. Arrive. Land, you're here now. You're safe. Go ahead and clear out some mental space, some energetic space. Whew, whew, whew. Okay, let's start. What big milestone is next for you? What is next on your path? Let's go ahead and take a look at our anchor card first of all. So we're pulling from our gold deck, and we have the 8 of Swords. The sword space getting into our thought space, our head space, our intelligence space. This card, if you have been with me before, you've probably pulled it. It is the bound up card. This woman is blindfolded and bound between all of these swords in a cold, desolate place. It feels uncomfortable, and she can get out at any time. These are loosely bound. She can let go of this space at any moment. What is next for you has to do with you getting out of your own way, taking responsibility. You may have been put in a victim position. You may have been bound up. You may have been made to feel a prisoner. I'm reminded of that thing that trained helplessness, where they had dogs, and the dogs that couldn't get away from a little jolt, which is a terrible study. A little jolt. They decided even when they could get away, they didn't get away from it. But they didn't realize that they could get away. But the dogs who could always get away from it, when the jolt went off, then they got away from it. You have the ability to get away from what is uncomfortable, what you don't want in your life, what you don't like, what is causing you pain and turmoil and hurt and strife that feels awful and you don't want to be there anymore. It's all that you have to do right now is let yourself go. Let yourself loose, take the blindfold off, and step free. Ooh, there is something powerful coming. There is something powerful on the way. Now, don't let those defenses just crackle up. I know when I say something, or the cards say something that could sound like, wait a second, I'm not doing that. I'm not in a place of trained helplessness. I can't release myself from anything. You have a lot of power. You have a lot of power. And with great power comes great responsibility. It is time. It is time. All right, I want to flip some cards pretty quickly here. We have the Ace of Swords. We have the Hierophant. Ooh, I'm liking this already. We have the Empress. My goodness, my goodness. Feeling this card back here. We have the Lovers. Oh boy, here we go. We have Justice. We have the Magician. Holy macaroni. We have the Page of Wands, and we have the Two of Swords. So interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna pull I'm going to pull 4 more cards when we get to the end of these, but I want to talk about these first. So also, I've pulled the Page of Wands. This is the 3rd time I'm pulling the Page of Wands. So first of all, right away, New opportunity is being handed off to you for clarity. And I'm feeling that as a very immediate presence. That there is a very immediate moment that is coming to you for clarity. And the coolest thing is that it feels like it's so immediate, it could be right now. It could be in this moment. And this is all to do with you and your beautiful, opened, clear mind that you hold. You're so smart. You're so wise. You can see things beyond what is given to you. And now is the time to use that clarity. Our aces are new opportunities. This sword coming in, this is where we're trapped. This is the trap. You don't have to be in this trap anymore. This clarity is coming in for you and offering itself up, and it is being handed off to you. It is royalty. It is growth. It is truth. It is what is real. It is absolute understanding. It is victory. And this is going to lead you to a place where you want to know more. You want to get into that wisdom. The Hierophant is seeking. This is a seeking card of seeking wisdom. This can also be fitting into social norms and such, but often it can get into religiosity. It could get into spirituality, wisdom, wanting to know and understand, educate. To grow your mind and grow that clarity. This is going to be like one of those black holes you step in, where you step into the hole and all of a sudden you're in this new world of like liberation, seeing and needing to know more, needing to understand more. And this pulls you into an entirely different energy. This moves you into a totally new space. This pulls you into divine feminine space. The Empress energy is one of my favorite cards. I love this energy. This is just, this is fertility and growth and creativity and abundance. And it is a softness. There is this divine femininity about it. It is sitting into and owning who you are and the divinity within you, the growth that happens within you. I'm reminded of, there's an oracle deck that I have that has an egg as one of the oracle cards, and it is the start of all creation. And this reminds me of that, this intense amount of creation. You can create. You can create so much more than you ever thought you could. You can create incredible just growth, fields and forests worth of growth in your life. And here it begins. This is a very exciting journey. And what is blossoming for you, what is coming in for you, what is manifesting for you, what big milestone is coming? We have the Lovers here. This is soulmateship. This is twin flame space. This is divinely paired, completely understood, totally naked in front of each other, just completely seen, known, and fated, divinely brought together and held in the hands and the embrace of Source. This is incredible. This is a beautiful, wonderful thing that is just, you've been in this unpleasant space. It doesn't feel good. It feels awful. Your thoughts have been driving you wild. The coldness and the sharpness and all of this space here, the immediacy of letting yourself go from this, it is immediate. It is immediately just, obviously eye-opening because the blindfold comes off, but it is immediate transition. This is very fast and quick, and this comes along so quickly. And you're in your house. You're in your seat of power. Your seat of power is that Empress energy, and that's leading you to something just so gorgeous and so woven. Ooh, I love this. I love a good love story. And I love a good empowerment story. This is so exciting. Okay, so if there was any defensiveness here, remember, it's all toward your greater good. Good things are coming. Ooh, yummy, yummy. So now we have justice. So whatever has been done to you, whatever put you in this place, and to begin with, whatever felt like it was sealing you up, imprisoning you, wrapping you up, coiling you up, making it so that you couldn't move anymore. That whole thing, whatever that was, or whoever that person was, the divine justice is coming for them. So you can't wait for it in order to move on. It is coming after you release yourself. This is not, this is not something that's going to be the catalyst for you to own your life and to have the best experience in all that is divinely given to you. This is something that the universe is going to take care of, and it's going to happen once you're on your path. And this is not created by you. This justice is going to be karmically woven, so you don't have to deliver that justice. Now we also have the Magician, and the Magician is our manifestation card. There is an immense amount of power that you are building through here. And I feel like this soulmateship power, this love power, this is going to be an overwhelming amount of power where it leads you to a place where you really are coming into your power. And your power is a manifestation energy, which makes complete sense in our Empress sense. That's that growth energy, that creativity. You are growing things and blooming things. And our Magician is a call to action as well, to use all of the tools available to you. And they are all available to you. They are all laid out. You're going to have every resource and tool that you need, and then it is just up to you to take action. And thankfully, you're already on this path of taking action, so it's going to feel natural and right and good. And divine inspirations are going to be dropping in. Open your hands to those. Ask for those. Look for those. Journal about those. Our Page of Wands coming in as a messenger, and our Wands getting into that fire energy, passion, purpose, career, all of that motivation, all that passion, all that drive, all the good stuff. And that feels like it kind of might get into some career mojo as well. But this is a lighter touch, because I feel like the really big thing that's coming here right now is that soulmateship. And then as we move along, your manifestations, you're just going to be like, woo, like, just, oh, my power is so strong, and here we go. I'm manifesting, I'm getting divine, oh, I got a divine inspiration, I'm going to grow that. Here we go, I'm growing it. Now, the interesting thing is that what's coming up as a block is that there's going to be a decision here. Now, I'm not 100% sure this is something you're going to know about right now. I feel like it might not be something you know about right now. This might be something you're going to have to write down now or take a note about now and remember. And when it happens, you'll probably be like, oh yes, I remember that reading. And here it is. Here's the fork in the road. Here are the decisions. Now, this decision, you'll notice she is blindfolded again. Blindfolded again. This is another place that's very, very similar to this space. Now, this space may have felt comfortable while you were here, because remember, even if it's super uncomfortable and you hate being there, there's some comfort to be taken in just it being what you're used to, it being what's familiar. Now, coming back to this sort of space, it's still sort of paralyzed space of not making a decision. So the universe really calls on you to say, hey, when you get here and you feel like, you know what, maybe I'll just stand in the same spot. Maybe I'll stop the momentum that's been moving forward and I'll just not make a decision. But you're going to need to make a decision so you don't stop the movement forward, so you don't stop this incredible trundling energy that is just, a train on a railroad track moving forward. You don't want to bring it all to a halt. If you don't make a decision, then life or whatever circumstances or whatever's going on will make a decision for you, and that might not be the one you choose. And you get to choose. You get to manifest the life you desire, the life you want the most. Okay, let's pull a few more cards. Oh, I like this so much. This is very exciting stuff that's coming up here. Okay, so we have the Ten of Pentacles, our first Pentacles card. Money kind of playing in the background. And the beautiful thing is that it's playing in the background, but boy, is it abundant. A 10 card is a card of completion. Our Pentacles, getting into those finances. But this is like generational wealth, generosity. This is like a yummy, happy, family, abundant feeling. Like you have all the money you need. You have everything that you desire. And you're able to give it to those you love. And those you love are able to give it to you. And everyone can kind of, have dinner by the fireplace with the dogs next to you. It's that kind of feeling. So don't worry about money. Let it play in the background. It's not something you need to focus on. But that abundant energy, that manifestation energy that you have, I really do feel like you're just going to be kind of from this love energy. That's going to be so powerful that you're just going to be like, oh, manifesting career things, manifesting money, just sort of out there manifesting what it is you need. Page of Pentacles coming in, another Pentacles card. We're in another page. those little messengers coming in. So I think you're going to also have some really good ideas about money and about making more money. So I do want you to listen to your divine inspirations. And I think you will. It feels like you'll be in a space where you just, everything feels good and right, and you'll want to listen to the inspirations that come in. And there might be something really particular with that, like a money-making idea, a thought. You have that $1 million idea and you follow it. You have that, the gifting idea of how you want to spend your money. And so you start following it. And that's going to be a good thing coming in. Now we have another card of completion. So as scary as this card looks, I love getting this card here. Let's pull our last card as well. So I'm going to pull our last card for you too, and then I want to come back to this Ten of Swords. So we also have the Five of Swords. Okay, so our sword space is a really tricky space for you. Your thought space, your mind, it can run out of control. Your thoughts can just circle and swarm, and they can cause problems. We see this very problematic for you. When you have blocks and you have things that come up it really comes into your thoughts. It comes into your clarity and your truth detection and your your mind space, that your mind can just chatter off on its own, and it's causing problems, and it can cause problems. Now, you're also getting the opportunity for divine clarity, which is a beautiful thing, and especially for you when you're in that mind house all the time, you want to really hone that. And I really want you to sit into it and really feel it so you can keep coming back to it, because what has caused us problems in the past is often going to come up as a block again in the future. It is familiar, it is pattern, it is neural pathways. So let yourself really learn here from this clarity that comes to you, and don't let go or release it just because all these beautiful things are coming in. Still own and work on consistently the clarity that you've been given. And then also, you might need some tools in this area. This area, as a problematic area, might need a few extra tools. Do you meditate right now? Do you have any way of processing your thoughts? Do you have a journaling practice before you go to bed to get all your thoughts out? So I would just really focus on what else can I do to help control my thoughts and realize that I am not my thoughts. My thoughts are not the truth, and I do have control over this swarming thought energy and mental mind space. Now, the beautiful thing about the Ten of Swords popping up here, this card of completion, we also have our card of completion on the Pentacles. The beautiful thing about this popping up here is that this is really like putting something to rest. So often this card does not mean that. Often this card is like, oh, I just I'm tapped out, whoop, done. But this is not what I'm feeling here. I'm feeling that you're coming from this space, and there is a release. There is a time for you to release. There is a complete exodus of thought, of that mind chatter and the problematic mind stuff that goes on with you, that might be part of your makeup that you always had. So there's a beautiful release coming where you're not a prisoner and you're not being, it's just completely gone. Now, we're also getting, but also, we'll have to, sort of be careful here too, that you're not getting to a place where you don't want to get back in, get back up, get back in the, not pick up your swords, but yes, pick up your sword, pick up your clarity. Now here as well, we have the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords is a little bit of a cruel card. And this, again, is still in our swords, thought space, mind space, intelligence space. So I do feel like you're going to have to, and I don't feel like this is coming from your lover energy. I feel like you've got tons of protections and tons of good energy accumulating here from that. I feel like this is coming from somewhere else, that perhaps so many good things are happening and you're just zapping, zipping, zapping, you know, all these things into manifestation, that some jealousy energy comes up. Somebody wants to take something from you. Somebody wants to sort of brutally attack you. Maybe somebody you love, maybe somebody in your family, in a way to like bring you down a peg or like get those thoughts going again. So this is also sort of coming in as a warning that, you know, people are going to have a hard time adjusting as you're moving through this. The good things that are coming are really good. And that is hard for people to process. That's hard for people to see. So I want you to be careful about who you're sharing your energy with, and also be a little prepared for it, especially if it's somebody that's like in your family you can't get away from, or you can't get a little separation or time away from, or put them in timeout kind of thing. Or decide that they're not really a true friend, that you don't want to cultivate it anymore. But I would set up some personal protections in this area of really trusting your instincts over who you can share what with, and that people aren't going to use it to their, not just their advantage, but like their kind of cruel advantage. And set some boundaries for what you will or will not have taken from you in your thought space. That your thoughts will not be like, if this is interrupting my thought space and I am now thinking about what you said and the undercurrent of what it meant, and that it was, you know, not something you could repeat to someone, they'd be like, well, that doesn't sound too bad. But the way you felt it, you just knew it was passive aggressive, or, you know, set some boundaries around that. If it's not for you, then it's not for you, you know, and that's much easier said than done. But this is tricky. This is a tricky space. You could do a deeper dive on this for sure. My goodness. I think we have to drop a sword below. Drop that sword below. I want to hear your thoughts on this. I would love to hear some comments. Definitely do. Like, subscribe, do those things, get notifications. I'm so in love with this reading. I'm so happy to have you here. And I'm so happy for this release. Anything here is completely worth it. The discomfort of getting out of the discomfort is completely worth it. And I hope that you will own your truth. And really sit into that, as you know, without, as in any way that you need to get there. You know, I'm sending you so much love. I'm sending you so much love, so much support, so much light. I cannot wait to hear about this journey. I cannot wait until I see you again. Mwah. Mia. Welcome in my card 4. I feel like an energy like rain. It feels calm and good. Let's go ahead and see what we've got here as an anchor card. Let's get you started. What is your next big milestone? All right, so we have the 7 of Swords, the 7 of Wands popping up here. The Wands getting into that fire energy, that career, passion, purpose. It's a yummy energy. This card it can be like holding it, you know, the top of the mountain. Like I've got to stay here. I've got to hold this space. There's a little bit of tension here. I feel like this space is going to be an important space for you moving into this new milestone. Let's get some more information. I want to look at some more cards, and I'm excited to see what they have to say. We've been getting some really interesting, good downloads today. So we're pulling from the pink deck, which is slippery, so cards might just fall out, as they will. The Hierophant coming up first. And we also have the opportunity possibly of pulling duplicate cards of the gold cards. So there's a possibility we could always pull that. We have the Fool coming in, which I love to see. We have the 5 of Swords popping up. Okay, let's see. We've got the 3 of Cups. We have the 6 of Swords. The High Priestess. Yes. The High Priestess feels like that rain energy. The Empress. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm going to pull all your cards at once. We have the Ten of Swords. We have the Moon. We have Strength reversed. I am feeling some very interesting good energy. We have the Page of Cups. And we have the Three of Pentacles. Okay, here we go. Let's roll. So first of all, getting started, we started with the Hierophant. The Hierophant coming in. The Hierophant is, it can be social norms, often gets into like religiosity or spiritual enlightenment, wisdom, learning, wanting to know more. So I feel like you're fighting off something, trying to hold your domain in some space, and you're trying to like fortify that with this Hierophant energy. You're trying to fortify this space of like, but I have to stay on top. I have to stay here. The interesting thing is this struggle energy of staying on top doesn't feel right. It feels like it feels like this is that you can step out of this. Now, the beautiful thing is that you do step out of this, and we're walking into the full energy. And I'm not 100% sure what gets us there. Let's pull a card for that, actually. Let's pull a quick card just to see what that transition looks like. And perhaps it's a piece of that enlightenment. Perhaps it's a piece of that, but I want to know a tiny bit more. Oh, the King of Wands. Hi. Interesting. So I feel like there's a man involved. I feel like there's this divine masculine energy. It's so interesting because we're tapping into that Wands energy. This is like an unstoppable energy. This, like, there are no obstacles. This is overcoming anything. Really, really fiercely in that fierce fire energy, sitting in a seat of power and knowing and creativity, out of the box thinking, just really moving forward. Really moving forward, but being really strong in the seat of power. I feel like there's a masculine man energy walking into your life. And I do feel like there are romance undertones. I don't know that I feel like it's going to be right away. So I feel like this is part of this journey that gets you to that full energy. So it feels like there's a little gap here, a little like hop skip where you've been like trying to hold your space. You've been really trying to gain as much knowledge as you can as possible in order to stay in this position that you're currently in. I don't feel like this position that you're in is the highest position you can be in. I feel like there might be some like set down your wand and look up, because there's something bigger and better. And of course, we are looking up here in the Fool. It's funny, I keep saying that, and then I keep remembering that the Fool is right here. So this transition is happening. Now, the King of Wands energy comes in, and I feel like this person is going to be this transition. This helped you to make this transition. So this could be something that's immediate, like lover energy, or this could also be something that you feel immediate as an immediate lover energy, and they're like on this really specific path. And so it takes a while to get there, but they're going to help deliver you to a space where you're really moving forward. So this is good energy to be a part of. Look for this person and do attach yourself to this person, whether it's in a work capacity, a career capacity, a friendship capacity, until it can move into something more. But this is going to move you into a space where you feel really brave and you feel ready to take the journey and to open your arms. The Fool, this card is so open, just starting off on the complete journey. This is ground zero. This is the beginning of the entire journey. Spirit guide at your side. You are in a space of being ready to really truly look up and move into something new. Start off on something new that's bigger and better and is beyond where you've been right now. This is a good step, and this is a good milestone. So I'm going to place our King of Wands right there, and I really like our King of Wands. I get a really good feeling off of our King of Wands. Now, as you move into this new space, we have this five of Swords popping up, and I'm feeling like there's immediately going to be some stuff that wants to pop up as a block. something that wants to pop up and be like, oh, this is your test. That's what I was looking for. This is your test. This sort of like sharp, painful, this is potentially somebody you know well as well, that like really brings you down a peg, that really like sticks it to you. There's going to be some hurt feelings right after you open yourself up and start off on this new journey. And I'm grateful for the presence of this person to help you along this path. And even the presence of the fiber of who they are is very helpful, because they are this person who no obstacles getting in the way. You can sort of hold on to that energy and take advice and guidance just by watching what they do, inspiration. Because there's going to be some little pain points that pop up right away. So there is something to watch out for, but not to get stopped by. So remember those words when you get to that place where you're like, I don't know, I had a dream about this person, like, because I feel like they're giving me all of these like unwanted jabs that I'm not interested in receiving, and it feels passive aggressive, it feels like not good, and I don't know what to do about it. And then remember this, and then remember that you're going to have to shed this so you can move forward, because and the way to move forward is to embrace like the joy of reach and lean into the people who are really good in your life, the ones who make you feel like when you have something to celebrate, they are all in on the celebration too. They want to celebrate with you. They are not jealous. They are not sending you indirect messages. They are in your corner, and they want to have joy and all of the good stuff with you, and they want good things for you. Embrace those people. Keep cultivating those relationships. Now you're going to need them very soon. And lean into those. Let those become really blossoming friendships that carry over into the rest of your entire journey. And now we have the Six of Swords popping up. So there is a piece of moving away where you're going to have to move away from something, perhaps this person, and this could be a close person to you. This could be a person that's part of your family, but there's some distance you're going to have to put between yourself and those thoughts. And your thoughts generally, there's some thought-based things where you're just going to have to put some distance between yourself and start moving forward. And it's not going to feel good. It's going to feel like a loss. It's going to feel like you're moving on, but it's a little bit sad to move on. And it's not completely something you want to do. But you're coming into a new enlightened space. So all the work that you've been doing in this, with this Hierophant energy, with this seeking energy, the spiritual energy, that's really part of who you are. And that's really showing up and blossoming for you. This is such a glorious, like I said, when I pulled it over, it felt like that rain. I feel like I felt that energy before we started, and this was the energy that really feels like that. It's this, just incredibly divinely feminine, with right and with the shadows, with the truth, with the shadows, with the good, with the light and the dark, all around you, embracing both pieces, seeking wisdom, seeking enlightenment, seeking the fertility of your nature, the growth energy of your nature, the incredible, I'm going to say womanhood, but I don't really necessarily mean to genderize, but just that creation energy, that you have this intense creation energy that's really, really, you're coming into your own. And it brings you this deep wisdom and knowing and truth and understanding. And this gets into your intuition, your psychic abilities, your knowingness in general for life, of how you need to move and where you need to go. And I look how we have, like, on both sides here, we have the High Priestess, we have the Empress. The Empress is also this divine feminine energy. Like, whoa, you have this incredibly divine feminine energy, which this King of Wands energy, this pairing with this incredibly masculine energy, is a very good pairing. And it really goes to the sides, the very masculine to the very feminine of the energy scales. And of course, you both have things in between. There is gray area, there's the light and the dark, there's all of it in between. But this houses a very divine feminine energy, again with the creation energy, things just growing, fertility, that fertility energy, that incredible, feeling of being in a forest and like a field that's overflowing, just things popping up and growing around you. This incredible wisdom and this incredible seat of power. You have this seat of power, and that seat of power is soft. It is gentle. It is kind. It is wise. It is understanding. It is empathetic. It has feelings, and it's extremely powerful. This energy feels like an incredible attraction energy, that things will just start floating into your life, attracting and pulling in. Now, it's so interesting. We have the Six of Swords where you've been moving away. We have the Five of Swords. And we have the Ten of Swords, a card of completion. And this is really, there is some thought space difficulty here. So, you've been going through something a little bit hard in the releasing and letting go. And that really sort of comes to a climax. It comes to an end where it's like, wow, I can't do that anymore. I can't be in that space anymore. I'm giving up these thoughts. I'm giving up on this. I'm letting this go. So what you were moving away from came to an end. This is the completion of that. So whatever you have to move through here, it feels like it's going to be a little bit of a mental torment. It's gonna be a little difficult and sticky and sad for you to move through. But when you move through it, when you get to the end, you will be able to release it and let it all go. And that feels like an exhaustive thing where you really just had to come all the way down to the bottom of that and just be totally exhausted from it to release it all. But also it's a very positive thing because you can move into a whole new space. And you can move into this, the moon energy is this truth energy, this truth and understanding and seeing secrets and bringing things out into the light. The moon energy feels very, very reminiscent of our high priestess energy as well. You have this deep intuition, this deep knowing, this deep honoring of the truth, this deep seeking of the truth, this deep seeking, you have that seeker soul, this deep seeking of the truth, and things are just going to come to light and come up for you, and you'll be able to see them. Ooh. And then we have strength reversed. So it does feel like there is going to be a moment here where it's interesting. I'm feeling really this pull to a new understanding of what strength is, and a different use of your strength, because you have this divinely feminine energy, and it doesn't feel like you are housing this same kind of divine masculine energy. You're sitting really deeply into this very sort of divinely feminine energy. And what we often think of as strong, is like someone who has to muscle through things, has to strong arm their way. If our King of Wands were here with this lion, it might be a completely different story. Our King of Wands might be, like physically, standing precedence over this lion somehow with this, physical energy or his energetic presence. But no, we have this other figure who is, softly, peacefully closing this mouth of the lion. And I'm feeling like this is going to become a new understanding that you're going to learn through doing, that you're going to go through something, you're going to be going through things that bring you to this space where you're like, oh, wow, I am in my power. And actually, as we started with our Seven of Wands, it feels like you've been sitting into this idea of sort of this masculine energy of power, that like to have power over something, I feel like you've been having to sit into your masculine energy a lot in a way that's a little unnatural for you. And how beautiful that you get to pick up somebody else to do that, and you get to sit into your divine feminine energy instead, which is much more yours and feels much more aligned with who you are and feels right. and feel strong, but strong in a very different way. And I don't think that understanding is fully going to come until you get to this point. There's going to be an event, a moment after you've gone through these difficult things where you realize, and I feel like this is part of enlightenment, of realizing that, like, oh, this is my strongest space. And I was just thinking of strength in a different way that wasn't quite true. There's a new enlightenment coming for this. Now our Page of Cups comes in. Our pages being messengers and our cups being feelings, emotions. And, you know, this is like kind of like a funny card. You know, he's got this little fish. It's like very like look at this. So I feel like there is like some heart messages coming in here. So if this King of Wands is not romantic, if it takes time to percolate to get there, I feel like this is where those messages could start dropping in. And this is around the time and the moment where, okay, this is really actually starting to come together in a romantic sense. Now, that doesn't mean you don't know who the King of Wands is already, or if you're in a relationship, you could be in a relationship with this King of Wands. It could just be that things are going to move into a deeper position or a deeper place at this time. And if this person is in your life already, you know, if what I said really triggered some things on you where you were like, that's this person, hold on to that, cultivate that in any way you can so that you can hold on to their energy, because it's going to really help pull you along to get into your divine feminine energy. And then we're closing off with our Three of Pentacles. The Pentacles getting into money, space, worldly goods, physical body. And this is a funny card to sort of pop up at the end, that it feels like just like a little like, oh yeah, by the way, by the way, with your money, this is a good time right now to remember to start planning. So maybe you've been on this heart adventure, you've been in this huge enlightenment adventure, you've been doing all these things where you didn't really come back to think about money. And now is the time to do that at this point in the cycle. So, you know, as these sort of heart messages come in, let that be a divine reminder to you. Make note of it now. Come back and watch this again. But make that, or just remember these words, let them ring clear where you're like, oh yes, that's right. Those messages were coming in. And now it's time to focus on your finances, to do financial planning, to get people involved who are experts, to become the architect of your financial life. And I am feeling that financially, but that could be physical body. That could be if there's like a health thing you need to make a plan for, or if there's, you know, like your house planning or anything like that for things of the physical world. That's the place to really like, oh yeah, I'm coming back to this. I'm gonna circle back around, and now we're gonna pay some more attention to this, to some logistics of your life. Oh my card 4. Let's plant a moon below. I want to plant a moon below in honor of our High Priestess and our Moon card, and our Empress energy. But really, I love this. I think this is a very interesting reading, especially based on your energy. Will you drop me a note and let me know how you feel about the masculine, feminine energy? Like you've had to be sitting into more masculine energy than what you really feel naturally drawn to. Like you've had to, you know, feel like you have to take care of everything and be responsible and do the strong things that are in this kind of strong masculine way. But this is more your house. Or if that doesn't feel right to you, I'd like to hear that too. I would be very, very curious to know that. And you know I read all the comments. Also, do like this. Do subscribe if you haven't already. Do get notifications. I love you. I am just sending so much energy to support this and this for you. And if you do feel that, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to hear about this. Feels like an evolution of who you are. A beautiful, important evolution of who you are. with all the support that you need. There are some difficult things in here, especially in that mental space and especially with this person, but you have all the resources and tools you need, and you come into this incredibly powerful space. I'm sending you so much love, so much light, until I get to see your precious self again. Mwah. Mia.